My grandfather and great-grandfather started Junction Auto in 1931.
If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to pay less, that's my business.
So what happens is all of the school districts get put into a computer program, and each building actually gets put in. The size of the building, size of the school district, and what grades are in each building. And then the computer program randomly selects who's going to participate. So the larger school districts will have more classrooms chosen. Every school district will have at least a couple classrooms, but maybe not every single building. So again, it's just a random sample. We survey in the classroom, and myself and my staff member usually go in and do the surveying. So we do not allow the teachers to do the survey, just because we're asking the students, you know, if they've drank or done drugs or had sex, and a lot of times, you know, if you got to hand that back into your teacher, you may not be as honest as, like me, I'm never going to see you again. I'm going all the way back to Toledo, Ohio. And what I have them do when they're done is I have them put it in a brown envelope, I seal it right in front of them, and explain to them that no one in their county will see these surveys. They're not allowed to put their name on them, you know, that it's confidential. We have 75 questions that the steering committee, again, you guys will choose. There are 60 of them that are core questions. So again, the basic questions that every county asks: do you drink, do you smoke, do you wear your seatbelt? Basics. And then you will have an additional 15 questions that you can add on, depending on what the new trends are. So we might want to ask about texting and driving. We might want to ask about energy drinks. We might want to ask about, you know, bullying and purposefully hurting yourself, or whatever the new things are out. We can definitely ask those. Sexual health. This can be as large of a section as you would like it, and you can tell me, like, we are a super conservative county, this will never fly. I don't really care what's on there. What happened is, when we first started doing this, when I was in 2004, we asked the basic questions. So, have you had sexual intercourse? What kind of birth control do you use? Are you planning to stay abstinent? How many partners? Those type of things. As time went on, we realized that the kids weren't necessarily having sexual intercourse, they were having oral sex, and that was really more prevalent than sexual intercourse. So we started asking about oral sex. Also, anal sex. The kids are doing that instead of sexual intercourse. So technically, these girls think they're still virgins because they're participating in oral sex and anal sex and not vaginal sex. So the problem is that a lot of the sex education is not being done because it's very generational. We like to have a unified survey, meaning we'd like to have for every school district to ask the same questions. However, if this is a make it or break it, we will remove some of these questions. So if someone says, you know, I'm okay asking about sex and oral sex, I am not asking about anal sex, fine, we'll take it off. We'd rather have some questions than not the entire survey. And usually, you know, I'll go to the superintendents and I'll explain that to them. And some of them are going to be totally fine with it, and some are going to be wishy-washy. Again, it doesn't bother me. I want you guys to have the most data that you can, but it's up to the superintendents. They get the final call for their school district. Violence and safety, a lot of things get thrown in there as far as safety. We can ask about chat rooms. You know, if you've been asked to have sex with somebody in a chat room, MySpace, Facebook, we get at how many hours a day the kids are texting, if they're texting while driving, looking at bullying, cyberbullying, purposefully hurting yourself. I mean, there's so many different areas that we look into for safety.